Hey folks, Scott here from Scioto Hills Christian Camp and Retreat Center. It's been about 2 months since we've done a video update for you, but we thought it was time to do that. Actually, we haven't had time to do one because we've spent the last 7 weeks or so doing camp. That's an amazing thing. By God's grace, Scioto Hills is able to offer families 20 different opportunities in our facilities where they could be here and practice social distancing and have their own private facilities. And we're so thankful for that. 85 families took us up on that, and we're rejoicing in that. We're standing outside the Alpha Pavilion because that's where we do chapel. It's such a great setting. It's outdoors, and we were able to have 40 teaching sessions in a 6-week period, and had 10 different pastors and Bible teachers come and instruct us from the book of Philippians and other places, and we are rejoicing in the things we learned this summer and the importance of being reminded about knowing Christ. Our staff did a wonderful job of preparing. Our staff did a wonderful job of stepping in and making it happen. We're able to produce a health plan to our local health department, and in fact they told us it was the best plan that was presented to them, and we're rejoicing in that. By God's grace, we did not have any COVID cases, and we're so thankful for that. One mom told me that she thanked us for doing this because it was the first time in months that their family felt like there was some normalcy. Some of our long-term family campers, they've been coming for years. In fact, ironically, they said this summer was probably the best family camp they'd experienced since they've been coming. It's an amazing thing. And so we are rejoicing in that, and we want to say all to the glory of God. We knew when this pandemic hit that we were going to see God work, and that there were going to be many God stories that we'd be able to look back on and be grateful for. I just want to tell you one about a little 10-year-old girl that lives up in northwest Indiana. She was registered to come. She was crushed when we announced that she couldn't come, but she had a heart for us, and so she created these little craft bags that she advertised and sold to her friends to raise money for the camp. This week she handed me an envelope with $80 in it to give to the camp. That's just an amazing thing, and we saw that over and over again to see that God was faithful and has continued to be faithful. Now, we are planning and have every intention to move forward here at our camp. We have the resources to do that. We want to utilize what God has blessed us with, utilize these grounds and the buildings that God has given us, and we especially want to take advantage of our wonderful permanent staff that can rethink and maybe reinvent or adjust a ministry so that we can provide meaningful program to impact lives for days and months and years to come. We have not been receiving many inquiries about guest groups. In fact, we are not anticipating having many guest groups. We have a few on the schedule that we're thankful for, but we are planning on going ahead with our fall schedule. We have written up a policy related to able to meet the protocols and requirements that are placed upon us, and so we're planning on going ahead with our ladies retreat in September. We're planning on having our pastors and wives retreat in September, and we're planning on having our father and kids rewind camp out in September. All of those will have some special protocols with them, but we are anticipating those things. Now, we can't guarantee that we will be completely safe, but we think the risk of coming and being part of a camp experience will be worth it. Not only are we going to have those scheduled events, we feel like we need to cancel the Season Saint Luncheon in October, and we are going to cancel the alumni homecoming weekend that we had planned in October as well. We're replacing those with some other things. We're going to reintroduce our men's retreat October 2nd and 3rd. We had to cancel that in April. We're looking forward to reintroducing that. We're also adding what we're going to call Fall Family Camp, October 23rd through the 25th, and we'll give you details on that. We have not set the date yet, but we're looking at a mother-daughter retreat sometime there in early November. We will keep you posted on that. Now, that leaves us 5 or 6 open dates to possibly have your church group come, a group that's been fellowshipping together, maybe a class or a youth group, and we have 5 or 6 dates we can fill and provide you with a great camp experience, even with the limitations that we have. So I'd love you to consider doing that. When this whole thing started back in March, the book of Psalms was really special to us, and we knew that as we read the scriptures that God was going to continue to bless us, and that we'd be able to look back and hear and know about some really great God stories that took place. 2 that I just want to share with you. A little boy that came to camp with his family who was adopted out of a foster system and just had a really rough life, but he said at the end of the week that he learned that knowing Christ is better than knowing that he's in a family that loves him. It's amazing that he had grasped that as a 6-year-old and can understand that, and that he benefited from that at camp. Another family that came that had just gone through some really hard, difficult, tragic times in their life. They just found us by Googling family camps on the internet. The camp that they normally attended was closed, and so on a whim, we know it wasn't, but on a whim they registered even 2 days before the camp started, and God did a work in their hearts, and they were so thankful for the warm reception they received and the encouragement they received from being here. We're so blessed by that. Psalm 46:1, I'll just finish with this, says that God is our refuge and strength. He is an ever-present, a continually present help in times of trouble. And we are claiming that and believe that with all of our heart as we move forward and provide meaningful ministry to our church partners and individuals that we serve. We love you so much. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your financial support, for your encouragement. And we pray that we'll continue to see God do amazing things here in our hills in days to come. We'll see you.